Looking ahead, where do you see the future of media representation heading in terms of addressing and challenging inequalities? And what do you think the role of academics play in that, especially now that we're seeing academics such as yourself being content creators?
I think that social media and podcasting are giving really great opportunities for experiences and stories and information to get out there that may not necessarily have had that platform before. Here's an example. My students this semester were exposed for the first time, a lot of them, to the missing and murdered Indigenous women that is happening around the United States. And so when I brought this up for the first time, somebody raised her hand and said, "Oh, that is what," I forget the account, but that is what so-and-so on TikTok talks a lot about. And then about 4 other people went, "Oh, I follow that guy. That's what he's talking about." And it just sort of snowballed from there, where me showing a story from NBC News about something wasn't clicking, but TikTok was the thing that made them go, "Oh, I've watched a content creator talk about this exact thing. I just didn't realize that's what was going on." And then that led to what I normally do with them is I have them, give a list of folks that they follow that do these types of things. I think if you're ignoring social media and podcasting and all of this content creation stuff, you're not grasping the potential that it has to get information in people's lives and experiences out into the world. Because there's so many folks that are doing just an amazing job with making content that I don't know that they're setting out to change your mind or change your experience. But, if you, for example, have an issue with someone because they are LGBTQ, there's so many content creators out there who are just placing that stuff out there of, this is me living my life with my partner or my wife or my husband or whatever. And people tend to follow them, not really understanding that they're also participating in a bit of a movement now. So there's one woman that I love a lot. Her name is Miss Chang on Instagram, and she's a teacher. I think she said 4th grade, maybe 2nd grade. And she and her wife are a biracial couple with 2 kids, and they're just living their life. And it is joy to watch them. I mean, they are just a joyful family. That type of stuff is where I think the future of this should be heading. We should be thinking about how media, in terms of content, is getting across the stuff that we were hoping, 20 years ago, that, or probably even more than that, 30 years ago, that the internet would do. I really emphasize with my students, think about who you follow when you look at social media, especially. Go through your list, and if it's not something that makes you feel better about yourself or makes you feel good, and if it's not somebody that you're learning from or has a different perspective than you, then maybe think about who. I mean, we all have our guilty pleasure followers, like there's no doubt there. But if the overwhelming thing you see are people doing, body influencing, where they're trying to tell you, if you eat carrot stew for the next month, you will lose 60 pounds and look like me. Like, if that's the majority of the stuff you're seeing, that's what's affecting you.
Right.
So that stuff, those things are important. That representation really does matter. And ignoring that this is where people are getting the majority of their information from is not going to help us as we move forward.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/unsolicited perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.